There is a silence that exists before the first word was ever spoken. A stillness that was here before your name, before your story, before the very first breath you took in this body. And in that silence, something watches, something knows. Not with the mind, but with a clarity so ancient, it remembers the shape of stars before they had names. Tonight, we return to that silence together. We return to the place where healing has always lived, waiting for you, patient as the earth beneath a forest. You have searched for so long. You have searched in medicine cabinets and in conversations and in the eyes of people you hoped would save you. You have searched in achievements and in distractions and in the numbing glow of screens at midnight. But the Buddha taught something that still echoes through the centuries like a bell struck in a mountain temple. He said, "What you seek is not far from you. It has never been far from you. The healing you long for is not a destination. It is the ground you are already standing on." To continue healing your body and soul through these ancient teachings, I invite you to join our path by subscribing to this sanctuary. Stay with us. Let these words become a companion on your journey. And if this message touches something deep within you, leave a quiet offering in the comments. Write, "I return to stillness." These words are not just letters on a screen. They are seeds planted in the soil of your own becoming. Now, let us begin where all true healing begins. Not with the body, not even with the breath, but with the mind. Yes, with the clearing of the mind. The Buddha called it papanka, the endless proliferation of thought. The way the mind takes one small moment, one neutral sensation, and spins it into a universe of worry, regret, fantasy, and fear. You know this architecture well. A single thought about tomorrow becomes a cathedral of anxiety. A single memory of yesterday becomes a prison of shame. And before you know it, you are lost in a world that does not exist, while the real world, the living, breathing, luminous world, passes by unseen. This is samsara, not some far-off cosmic wheel, but the turning you do inside your own mind, moment after moment, life after life, thought after thought, the cycle of grasping and pushing away, the endless spinning that the Buddha saw with devastating clarity on the night of his awakening beneath the Bodhi tree. He saw that suffering is not caused by the world. It is caused by the mind's relationship to the world, by the craving, the tanha, that reaches for what is pleasant and recoils from what is painful, by the ignorance, the avidya, that mistakes the map for the territory, the thought for the thing itself. And so the first healing, the deepest healing, is the healing of perception. It is learning to see reality before thought wraps it in story. To see the rain not as an inconvenience, but as water falling from the sky. To see the pain in your knee not as a catastrophe, but as sensation, arising and passing, like everything else in this impermanent world. Anicca, impermanence. The Buddha placed this truth at the very center of his teaching, not to make you sad, but to make you free. When you sit in stillness and watch your thoughts arise, you begin to notice something extraordinary. They dissolve. Every single one of them. The terrifying thought about your health dissolves. The bitter thought about the person who wronged you dissolves. The anxious thought about money dissolves. They arise like clouds in a vast sky, and they pass. And what remains is the sky itself. Open, luminous, unharmed. This is what the monks in the forest monasteries of Thailand discovered through years of sitting in silence beneath ancient trees. This is what Ajahn Chah meant when he said, "If you let go a little, you will have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you will have complete peace. The clearing of the mind is not the absence of thought. It is the end of believing that every thought is true. It is the gentle, patient practice of mindfulness, of sati, that allows you to step back from the storm and rest in the awareness that holds the storm. And in that resting, something begins to heal. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped interfering with the body's ancient wisdom. And this brings us to the second great channel of healing, the healing that flows through the green and living world, the healing that comes through plants and through nature itself. Long before pharmacies lined the streets of cities, long before the first pill was pressed into shape, the earth was already offering her medicine, quietly, generously, without condition. The forest monks knew this. They lived among roots and vines and towering canopies that filtered the sunlight into something soft and golden. They brewed teas from herbs that grew wild at the edges of streams. They crushed leaves between their fingers and inhaled the sharp, clean scent of eucalyptus and camphor and holy basil. And they understood that the forest was not merely a backdrop to their practice. It was a participant in their healing. The Buddha himself spent much of his life beneath trees. He was born beneath the Sala trees of Lumbini. He awakened beneath the great Bodhi tree. He gave his first teaching in a deer park surrounded by green. And he passed from this world beneath the twin Sala trees of Kushinagar. His entire life was cradled by the living earth. There is a reason for this. The natural world vibrates at a frequency that the human body recognizes. It is the frequency of home. When you walk barefoot on the grass, something in your nervous system remembers. When you breathe the air of a forest, rich with the invisible molecules that trees release to protect themselves and each other, your immune system responds. Your inflammation decreases. Your cortisol drops. Your heart rate slows to the rhythm of something older and wiser than your worries. This is not metaphor. This is the body remembering what the mind has forgotten, that you are not separate from nature. You are nature. Every element in your body, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the water in your cells, was forged in the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. You are the universe looking at itself through human eyes. And when you return to the forest, to the garden, to the simple act of placing your hands in soil, you are returning to yourself. The monks would say, the tree does not try to heal, or simply is what it is. And in that being, it heals everything around it. This is the teaching of shunyata, of emptiness. Not that nothing exists, but that nothing exists in isolation. Everything is woven into everything else. The root of the tree drinks from the same water that will one day fall as rain on your face. The oxygen the leaf releases is the breath you are breathing right now. When you understand this interconnection, not just intellectually, but in your bones, something shifts. The loneliness that has followed you like a shadow begins to dissolve, because you realize you have never been alone. You have been held by the earth, by the sky, by the green intelligence of the living world, every single moment of your life. And from this understanding, from this tenderness toward the living world, a third channel of healing opens. The healing that comes through deep faith and surrender. Now, when the Buddha spoke of faith, he did not mean blind belief. He did not ask anyone to accept his words without question. He said, "Come and see. Test this for yourself." But there is a kind of faith that goes beyond doctrine and dogma. It is the faith of the seed that falls into dark soil and trusts, without knowing, that light exists above. This is bodhicitta, the awakened heart, the quiet confidence that there is a path through suffering, even when you cannot see it. It is the willingness to keep walking when the road disappears into fog, to keep breathing when the weight on your chest feels unbearable, to keep opening your hands when everything in you wants to clench. The Buddha told a story of a king who was gravely ill. No physician could help him. No herb, no remedy, yet no ritual brought relief. And when the Buddha visited him, he offered no medicine. He simply said, "Can you release what you are holding? Can you surrender the need to control the outcome? Can you trust that your body carries a wisdom deeper than your fear?" The king wept, not from sadness, but from relief. Because he had been fighting so hard for so long that he had forgotten what it felt like to simply be held. That night, he slept deeply for the first time in years, and in his sleep, his body began to remember its own intelligence. The organs that had been clenched in sympathetic overdrive began to soften. The immune system, no longer suppressed by the chemistry of chronic stress, began to mobilize. The inflammation that had been smoldering in his joints, his gut, his chest, began to quiet. This is the healing of surrender. Not giving up, giving over. Trusting the Dharma, the natural law of things, the way a river trusts gravity. You do not need to understand every mechanism of your healing. You only need to stop blocking it. Karuna compassion begins here. First directed inward. Place your hand on your heart tonight and say, "I forgive my body for the pain it carries. I forgive my mind for the storms it creates. I am not broken. I am a being in the process of returning to wholeness." This is metta. This is loving kindness, and it is the most powerful medicine ever discovered by the human heart. And now, gently, we arrive at the fourth and final channel. The healing that comes through sleep, through deep, sacred, restorative rest. The Buddha said, "Night is not the absence of day. It is a return to the source." When you close your eyes and surrender to sleepy, you are performing the most ancient ritual known to the body. You are allowing the conscious mind to step aside so that a deeper intelligence can do its work. In the silence of sleep, your brain activates its glymphatic system, flushing metabolic waste from neural pathways. Your immune system releases cytokines, soldiers of repair that target inflammation and infection. Your cells divide and regenerate. Your heart slows to a resting rhythm, and your cardiovascular system finds the peace it has been denied all day. But here is what the monks understood that science is only now confirming. The quality of your sleep depends entirely on the quality of your mind before sleep. If you fall asleep with anger clenched in your jaw, your body carries that tension through the night. If you fall asleep with fear racing through your veins, your cortisol remains elevated, disrupting every stage of restoration. But if you fall asleep with gratitude, with a quiet mind, with the gentle smile of someone who has made peace with the day, your body enters a state of profound regeneration. This is why the evening ritual matters. Sit on the edge of your bed. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Breathe slowly. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. With each exhale, imagine a dark mist leaving your body, carrying with it the weight of the day. The unfinished conversations, the small cruelties you witnessed, the fears that circled like vultures. Let them go. They do not belong to you. They never did. Then whisper to yourself, "My body heals tonight. My cells repair. My mind clears. I am safe." These are not just words. They are instructions to the deepest layers of your being. Your body listens to your heart. If the heart is at peace, the body heals. If the heart is troubled, the body suffers. The lotus closes at night. It sinks back into the mud, into the dark water. But this is not defeat. This is preparation. In the darkness, the roots deepen, the stem strengthens, and when morning comes, the lotus rises again, more beautiful than before. So it is with you. Each night is a small death. Each morning is a small rebirth. And between them, in the sacred darkness, your body performs miracles you will never see. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember that you are not merely resting. You are entering a temple made of your own breath, your own bones, your own beating heart. And within that temple, a physician has been waiting for you. A physician who requires no appointment, no payment, and no prescription. Only your trust, only your stillness, only your willingness to return to the silence that was here before your first word. The Buddha's final teaching was both an ending and a beginning. He said, "All conditioned things are subject to decay. Strive on with diligence." This was not a command delivered with severity. It was an invitation spoken with tenderness. It was a reminder that because everything changes, everything is possible. Because nothing lasts, nothing is wasted. Because this moment will never come again, it is infinitely precious. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma. You are not the story your mind tells about who you are and what you deserve. You are the awareness behind all stories. You are the sky behind all clouds. You are the stillness beneath all waves. And in that stillness, in healing, is not something you need to achieve. It is something you allow. It is the natural state of a mind that has stopped fighting reality. The natural state of a body that has been given permission to do what it has always known how to do. Close your eyes now if you can. Take one long, slow breath. Feel the air enter your lungs like warm light. Feel it reach every corner of your body, every tired muscle, every aching joint, every wounded thought. And as you exhale, let something go. You do not even need to name it. Just let it go. This is nirvana, not a distant paradise, not a reward for life well lived, but this breath, this moment, this quiet knowing that you are already whole, that you have always been whole, that the healing you seek has been seeking you patiently, faithfully, for longer than you can imagine. Rest now. You have walked far enough today. Let the earth hold you. Let the night cradle you. Let your body do what it was born to do. And tomorrow, when you open your eyes to the new light, know that you are not the same being who closed them. You have been renewed. You have been healed. You have been quietly and without fanfare reborn. This is the Buddha's gift to you. Not a belief to adopt, but an experience to inhabit. Not a philosophy to debate, but a silence to enter. Not a religion, but a homecoming.